Okay, so we are now in our first activity. So we were in sheet one, and now we are clicking on activity one. All right, so we're going to talk about interacting with Excel. So we're going to hover over and click in different sections of Excel. We're going to talk about all of these different icons that we can get. All right, so the very first one, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. All right, so our very first one is our default pointer shape. Okay, this appears in most Excel workspace contexts. All right, and this moves cell pointer or selects a range of cells. All right, next we have a two-headed arrow, horizontal and vertical, and this appears when the pointer is on the border of a window. Okay, so this is a window. Okay, and as you can see, I have the horizontal two-headed arrow, and I can use this to adjust my window size. So I can click and drag. Okay, all right. Next, we have like a two-headed arrow and a line going through. All right, and this appears when the pointer is between a row or column divider. Okay, so if I go between a row, okay, so we have this icon, and if I go for a column, same thing here between D and E, and we can use this to adjust the height and width of our rows and columns. So you would click and drag, right? And I'm just gonna bring that back. And then the same thing with the row, you can click and drag. Okay, so you see how row 5 is a little bit bigger here. Right, I'm just going to move that back up a little bit. Okay, so next we have what we call an I-beam here, and this appears when you are editing cell contents. So if I come over here, and if I click in L8, as you can see, now I have what we call an I-beam, and this provides a text insertion point. So as you can see, you see that blinking cursor right there. So when I type text, that's where it will appear. Okay. Next, we have this black arrow here. This appears when the pointer is on a row or a column heading, and this you use to select the columns or rows. Okay. So if you look over here, I am clicking, right? So I selected row 11, and over here, I am selecting column H. Okay, next we have 4 arrows, okay, like this. Right, and this appears when the pointer is placed over a cell border, graphic, or other object. And we can use this to move cells, graphics, or objects. For example, if I click and drag, I can move it where I want. Okay, just let go. All right. Next is here's this little a black cross here, or a plus sign. This appears when the pointer is on the fill corner of a cell or a cell range. So for example, if I click over here, I'm in M5, and now I'm right in the corner. Do you see that tiny little green rectangular box in the lower right? Right, and so if I move it there, I can drag and I can fill. This is something that we'll see a little bit later. It'll make a lot more sense later. Okay, and finally, we have our arrow here. Our cursor here, it says appears when the mouse is placed over the ribbon. And I come over here and I go to the ribbon. All right, mine is blue because I changed the color to blue, but it is usually white by default. This is standard Microsoft Windows pointer. Okay, and we can select anything in our ribbon. Okay, we can also select menu options.